Welcome, people. Welcome back to BBK Sports. Good morning. I'm always on the default. Good morning, because it is morning time. I wake up and I stream. And I go back to doing other shit. Right, and it is early here on these west coast of these United States. Good thing, man. I got to wake up this morning and check out morning views back on the internet. Appreciate you, bro. Big up to you. I just shot you a message. Hope all is well with man like views on sport. Big up to you, bro. The Premier League fixture has been released, people. It's frenzy. It's fixture frenzy. You would think that everyone don't play each other twice. Like every team plays each other twice, home and away, every season. It's been. But we have to make a big deal of who plays who here and there and this and that. Get on with it. Because what we're not going to do is use any type of fixture listing or fixture congestion as an excuse for poor performances. There's many streams ago, and then y'all will hold me to account whenever you watch this on the watchback or whoever pops in the live. Big up to Alvin, big up to Bluebird, big up to Assemble. I see you. I've always said in the past month and a half, 2 months, doesn't matter what the fixture list says when it comes out for Arsenal. I don't care if it's City away, Anfield, Bedford Bridge. We cannot start slow. Not for him. We don't have that luxury, right? It's a give me points. Give me points. Give me wins. We cannot afford to be falling off the boil at all. Bluebird said it. Talking leading up to match week 1 will be crazy. So I'm guessing you're implying the Man United versus Arsenal in the match week 1, right? Yeah, it will be. And big up to the Premier League for giving Liverpool home game, Anfield under the lights, so they can have their moment as the reigning Premier League champions. But then it goes into the madness for the weekend. There's Man United, Arsenal. Outside of Liverpool, Man United, this is probably the biggest fixture in English football, yeah? In the Premier League era, this is probably the biggest one, other than Liverpool, Man United. So the Premier League is looking for a big splash going into match week 1. They couldn't put Liverpool, Man United on match week 1. They have to give that fixture like a storyline to develop. They have to let someone be on a winning streak. Someone has to be on a losing streak. Let it build up for that crescendo, for the climax of what's going to happen when those teams meet, whenever they do meet. Because I haven't looked at anybody's schedule other than ours. And that shit. But it's there, right? And it starts at Old Trafford. But yeah, the talking points going into the Man United game and the Arsenal game will be crazy because you have, it's a dead Man United side that everyone beat up on last year, and we went to Old Trafford and didn't beat them, couldn't beat them, and it was kind of a stinker. That was the performance where I had to really do a video on David Raya. I already had him on Fraud Watch when he gave Bruno 90% of his goals to aim at. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you on right now? What are you on? Because he could have done so much better on that. But the year before that, we beat him 1-0. Trossard. Like, Old Trafford is not a fortress. It's not somewhere I'm scared to go. I'm shitting. Oh man, we're going to Old Trafford to start the season. But I am going into this season knowing that Arteta is under pressure, knowing how he performs under pressure. He doesn't fill you with confidence, right? And his record against the top 6 over the past year, over the past 2 years, have actually been pretty good. As much as I beat him up, as much as I beat Arteta with the stick of, you need to be gone. One of his stark defenses from the Arteta Defense League, from the ADL, from the top gooners, from the people who are not quite Arteta out yet, is that his record against City, Liverpool, over the past 3 years has been pretty good, right? I don't even think we've lost at Anfield for the past three fixtures, if my memory served me correctly. Because it was 2-2 the year the first title charge when we were up 2-0, didn't put the game away. And it was 1-1 the year after that. Gabriel scored and then Mo Salah scored. when he twisted Zinchenko inside out. Then last year when we were down 2-0 and came back to equalize. So yeah, that Liverpool's included in our first five. I think Man City is included in our first five, but so be it. I do not care. Forest, Leeds, I think that's our first five off the top of my head from what I was looking at. Don't care. Does not matter. I do not want it. Going into this season, one of the main things I want to get rid of is all the excuses. That's what I'm so upset about how we're moving in the transfer window. Because there are so many excuses that people can use to package a poor manager, right? Players need time to adapt. Didn't have a full preseason, injuries, referee decisions, blah, blah, blah. I want to eliminate all the ones that we have in our control as a football club. Transfers, you can get all that done. That's on us. That's not referee decisions. That's not someone slipping on the pitch, stuff that you can't mitigate, right? So I want to eliminate all the excuses. And I know that this fixture list and the tough start to the season is one of the excuses that this fan base will probably like to use should we go on a slow start to begin the season. But big up to Alvin in here. Alvin and Bluebird exchanging pleasantries. Yes, sir. We assembled again. Good afternoon to you, sir. Hope you are well. The assembled says, first couple of months, Arsenal will be having injuries in training conveniently. VAR and refs are no longer an excuse. The key question is, will Arsenal be prepared for the season? Imagine it. Yeah. This is a great point. A great point. Convenient injuries. The injury guys have been kind to us in 2022, 2023. They were kind to us in 23, 24. Except for Timber did his ACL the first day against Nottingham Forest. Kind of unfortunate. Not even kind of, a very, 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 very unfortunate. But it is what it is. He got hurt, but we still performed well that season and went down to the very last day. I think he played the first game against Forest, did his ACL, and was out the entire season. Came back the last game against Everton and played well. So the injury guys were kind to us in previous season. Last year, not so much. But that's why it was so important to get something done while we were injury-free. Like the assemblage says, we start picking up injuries, we're going to hear excuses. And what's the thing about injuries? Of course you can't predict injuries, but you can plan for them. You can damn sure plan for them, right? We hear everyone, what's the biggest talking point? Now, the biggest talking point is, it's too much football. There's too much football. So we're going to pick up injuries. Man City, Chelsea, they are playing football as we speak. So our squad is resting. So what Man City are doing, they're bolstering their squad because they know those injuries are coming. You know those injuries are coming, you plan for them. That's what you do as a club. Like the road to a Premier League trophy is not paved smoothly, you know. It is not paved smoothly. There will be bumps, lots of bumps. You have to plan for those. Now, if we had a manager who was not a former professional football player, you could understand, right? But you played the game. You played in this league, in this Premier League, in a time when there was not this many games and injuries used to occur then. And now you're managing a small squad and you're running them into the ground. Like, come on, man. We're not using that in it. But Man United, Arsenal, August 17th, 4:30 kickoff. Marquee game of the day. Marquee game of the day. And then we have Leeds at home, Liverpool away the following Saturday, Nottingham Forest at home, Man City at home. Now, I don't know why there's a okay. And the following week it's Newcastle, St. James Park, somewhere where we don't have much luck as of late. And then there is West Ham at the Emirates. West Ham at the Emirates. Now, people, like, I think the schedule has been adjusted for the new international break format. The first international break, I think, is October 6th. So we break on October 6th. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Seven. 7 games. 7 games. And I say we must start strong. We must start strong. Big up to Shane, the Gooner encyclopedia that he is. The man, the myth, the legend is Shane. Big up to you, my guy. Hope you are well. Yes, sir. Big up to Rashid. I should be doing something with Rashid this afternoon, people. Big up to the chat. Rashid says, so look out for Arsenal Revolution TV with Rashid. But 7 games, people. So said, so done. Like this is there's evidence out on me. I have the tape out. I can go find the clips saying these 7 games. We don't start fast. We start slow. He has to go. Because the only way we can win this league title is if we start out strong. Wire to wire. Start from the front and finish strong. Because we have demonstrated and proven that we can't chase anyone down. And we're going to be honest. We cannot chase down Man City. We cannot go into a season thinking, man, hoping for Man City to drop points now. We cannot chase them down. We can't be off the boil. Now, from those 7 games, people, realistically or delusionally, I'm not expecting nothing less than 18 to 19 points. I want to say 21, but I don't see us going to Anfield and win. I just don't see us winning at Anfield. We haven't done it in 3 seasons, right? But we cannot have it. What we can't do is do a 1-1 at Man United, beat Leeds, draw with Liverpool, draw Forest, or even beat Forest, draw with City, lose to Newcastle, beat West Ham, draw to Fulham. It's over. It's over. Done. We cannot have in the first 7 match week games. We cannot have Liverpool and City on 18 or 21 points respectively, and we are somewhere 14 points of the first 7 games now. Done. We're out of it. Get rid of them. International break. We come back mid-October, new manager. You got to get rid of him. We cannot start slow. We do that, season over. Season wasted. Season will be wasted. Rip the Band-Aid off and get it over with early. Big up to the assembled again. Say, question, when the players get injured in training, have you ever seen footage? If it's required to go on the coach to the full opponents, why isn't it possible to players injured when they are not? To say players are injured when they're not. Okay, I got you. Yeah. So the assembled is alluding to, players get added to injury reports when they're not really injured. Yeah, it's one of them things where coaches get the opportunity to protect players they don't want to play, or to avoid media scrutiny. Be like, hey, I don't want this guy in the squad this weekend. I don't want to answer questions about him. So we'll say he's injured. Or if it's an off the field issue that we don't want to get out, we'll say he's injured and don't put him in the squad. Yeah. I've seen him do it many, many times. And then you can also understand, right? You're working on tactics. There's only so many cameras that are allowed for certain parts of the training session. I get it, but I hear it. I hear it from the big up the static. Big up the man like static. Be positive, be encouraged, know your worth, people. Words of the great man like static. Big up the static, man. But it's not a matter of being wrong and strong. But I don't want to be wrong. But we can see us drawing at Man United. But the point is, anything less than 17 or 18 points in my first 21 games, and we're in deep shit already. We are in deep shit already, right? The last time we started slow in the 2021-2022 season, when we got fist up by Brentford, newly promoted, when we got beat at home to Lukaku's Chelsea, and then we got 5 at the Emirates. That year, we missed out on Champions League that year again. The Tottenham, one of the years that he should have been sacked when he finished 5th. That's one of the sackable offenses that Shane and I listed in our podcast a couple of weeks ago. Now, big up to AJ. Big up to AJ, man. Yeah, man. No bias. We're fully AJ'd up over here now. This is just AJ. We could easily be 5 points behind Liverpool, and I think that's enough. I think that's enough to sack him because we couldn't even get to within 5 points of Liverpool last year. Whenever they drop points, we drop points. When the Liverpool Everton game got canceled, they didn't even play, and we went and dropped points to Fulham. December 8th, 2024. That's when I conceded the league title. That's when I knew. Right now, we don't have the minerals. There is no way we can chase these men down. When you're given that kind of opportunity in a title race, 3 points is the only answer. The absolute only answer. You cannot drop points when the team that you are chasing down doesn't even play. You have to put pressure on them, and we're just not that. We're just not that. You know, and the fixture's out. Everyone plays everyone twice, but I'm not I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing any kind of fixture congestion excuse. Everyone plays each other twice. We get the big dogs out the way early, right? And then we go on a run. But I'm 17, 18. That's the minimum points I'm expecting from the first 7 games. Minimum. Anything other than that, it's done. And if it's done, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. Do not kick the can down the road and wait for the inevitable to happen. Just make the hard decision early. Arteta protects his inept tactics why he is the wrong player, always missing. When actual fact is the key player for the game is missing with a knock, yet Rice and White are playing while injured. And I think Shane touched on this like a couple weeks ago, maybe even months ago, when he said we probably might not even see the pre-injury Ben White because he needed surgery and kept playing. You know, you need surgery and you kick Sunday ball or you go jog around the corner and you cause more damage to yourself. You need surgery and you're playing at the highest level of football. You're playing Premier League minutes with an injury. You know how crazy that is. Fullback, up and down, when you need surgery. That is criminal. That is criminal. And he is a manager. This is his job to manage these players. Absolute criminal behavior from Lord Mikel. I don't mind the fixture list, says Boyten. Big up Boyten. Yeah, I don't mind it either, bro. I don't mind it either. It's everyone has a tough start. Who has the toughest start? No, bro. If you have a tough start, you have a easy run somewhere. You have an easy run somewhere. But I do believe that if we start slow, the Emirates will get toxic. Because on the other side of the bracket, Liverpool has a relatively, I don't want to say easier. No Premier League game is easy, right? They're the 20 best teams in the country. But you can look at Liverpool fixture list and be like, oh, they could be on 19 points from their first 7 games before the first international break. If we're miles off it at that point, very, very interested to hear what the top gooners have to say at that point on whether or not he is the problem. No? Yes. Arteta is shady. He protects his position to the detriment of the club. He protects his position to the detriment of the club. He protects his favorite players to the detriment of the club. And he plays our key players with injuries to the detriment of the club. I don't even think we Arteta just wants to win. He wants to win his way. He wants to win his way. He can't just win. He hears the noise about Kai Havertz. He hears the noise about this player, that player. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to show you what an arrogant prick he is. Last year's start was harder, frankly. Okay, I'm big up boy 10. I'm trying to think last year, how did we start last year? Last year we started with It was the year before that we had Dallas. We started, but either way, yeah, it may be hard, but it may not be hard, but awkward. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Mm. Playing Ben White through injury, another sackable offense. Yeah, bro, sackable. Play an injury that required surgery. Not therapy. Man needed to be cut open and needed months of recovery. And you played him through that. You played him through injury that required surgery. And then you played all the other players to the point where they needed surgery. Gabriel, Havertz, Saka, just to name a few. Yeah. Yeah, bro. What has done so many sackable things I forget about so many of them, bro. Like we're like go to Shane Gooner's, go to Shane Gooner and scroll down about 2-3 weeks ago. You'll see a show of 10 times Arteta should be sacked, and those were the ones we just came up with like that. That we could literally go back and forth in the chat right now. You give me one, I give you one. You give me one, I give you one, and it won't be any of the 10 that we listed during a 90-minute stream. They're compounded. There's just so many, and then he walks around like he's not a manager under pressure. Manager should be under pressure. Like so arrogant, Arteta he comes across like, imagine me coming across on YouTube with 1,400 subs, acting like I'm Lee Gunner or something, who has 120K, and I'm acting like him. Acting like I've made it. Nah, bro. You're not Pep. You're not Jose. You're not Carlo. Those men can be arrogant and stubborn. You know why they're stubborn? Because their stubborn ways lead to trophies. And I've even been told as an Arsenal fan, I can't say the word trophies anymore. I have to say the T word. If you haven't won one in 5 years, you have to say the T word. You don't get to say. It's a new rule that's been thrown in my face in the name of banter. You Arsenal fans, you cannot say trophy anymore. It's the T word until you win one. Because you used to do this to Tottenham. And then, Tottenham, the T word, lifted the T word and drove past your stadium with it. 17th, 22 losses, but a European trophy. Fact, second, safe, protected, worshipped, adored, all that. Yeah, the T word. We go to the assembly. We are guaranteed to start slow. Our new players have to join the preseason training instead of being here from the start. So everything is 2 weeks behind. This assembly. Thank you for this comment. Because yesterday I had a great show. Right? I had a great show yesterday. Don't waste the trip. Gary from Don't Waste the Trip came on, and Gary was channeling his best Top Gooner energy while towing the line at the same time. He was just floating in the space, right? And he was giving me all the I want to say excuses, all the things that are wrong at the club, all the things that went wrong last season. But because I was so invested in the comments, make sure I got through all the comments, because I have to be interactive with the chat. I really love everything that you put in the chat. Like some of the stuff that I listened on the playback, I was like, man, how did I let him get away with saying some of this stuff? And I hope people on the watchback are saying like, damn, BBK didn't challenge him. It's probably because I was so invested in the comments, I didn't want to upset the flow of the show. But every problem that happened last season that he pointed out, I could have literally rebutted and said, bro, all those problems was because of him. Those problems are valid. I hear it. Injuries, the conceding after being up, dropping points from winning positions these many times. I hear it. But I can put those down to the manager because of his tactics. We would score one goal, go in the shell. Oh, you score one goal, go finish the job. No, instead we score one goal, we sit back against Brighton, let them have the ball. Brighton away, not the red card one. Let them have the ball, we concede. We go 2-0 against Villa, we stop playing, let them have the ball. These are instructions. The players want to play football. You think man want to defend for 67 minutes? Nah, bro. You're a footballer. You want to be up 2-0. The next thing on your mind is 3-0. unless it's the 87th minute or something. Then you want to see out the game. But you're up 2-0 in the first half. The first thing on your mind coming out the second half, number 3. Or, hey, bro, it's 0-0. It's 0-0. The next goal is crucial. It's 0-0. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. But the manager instructions is, oh, no, let them have the ball, keep our shape, and blah, blah, blah. You know? But as a matter of fact, this might be coming up to date today, but I'm going to go ahead and start that one. Big up AFC always. Good to see you, sir. Tell us that you are well. Please tell us that you are well. Spooky September. Spooky season done in September. It will be. It will be if we start slow. And at our current pace, at our transfer pace, and with the same stale voice at the helm of our football club, it very well could be. Irreparable damage could be done in September, where we fall so far behind we cannot catch up. And I had did a show this weekend with Gunner Street, and I said, no, sack him immediately if we start slow. And he was like, no, wait till we're out the cups. No, that doesn't make sense to me. His record in the cups are a reason by itself for him to be sacked. Is what is it? 1 in 22 or 1 in 20, whatever it is. 1 in 20 something. Bad. I'm sure the Assemble knows, because he corrects me all the time and keeps me honest, and I appreciate it. Big up to the Assemble. But his cup record is not a reason. Wait till we're out the cups to sack him. No. He's been closer to the Premier League than he has been to any other cups. So once he's out the Prem, once he's out the race, you sack him and give someone else a chance to salvage our season via the cup. I don't think that's crazy. Always yet another unwanted record. And something tells me going into this season, we'll somehow find a way to dig up another unwanted record. What was the stinkiest record last season? The stinkiest one was first time not having a double-digit scorer in 100 years of football, in the history of the football club. This is the first time we have not had a scorer hit double digits at Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal that's known for scoring goals in beautiful football. Absolute shambles. I don't think Arteta is under pressure, to be honest. I don't think so either, bro. Looks like he has Josh Kroenke in the palm of his hands. Yep. He's hitting his KPIs, they say. You know, if the goal was just always to be right where we are, and if we happen to win while we're right where we are, so be it. Yeah, bro, the T word. I've been told that by a Liverpool fan. And said, you man haven't won in 5 years. You are not allowed to say this emoji. You are allowed to say this. And this might be the next one. We have to use the emoji. We can't even say the T word. Oh, man. I said, I don't know whose stream I was on, but I said, one of the biggest tricks Arteta has pulled off is that he has convinced the fan base that the banter era was over. Boy, I'm here to tell you, it's not over. Because right now, if you are a Arsenal fan, you're an Arsenal fan in London, and you and 4 or 5 of your mates, right? One of your mates is a Palace fan, one's a Newcastle fan. Big up Jordy Dredd. Yeah. One is a Liverpool fan. Lots of them in London. One's a Tottenham fan, and one is one's a Palace fan. Y'all all walk into a bar. You're the only one holding court. Matter of fact, you have to pay the bill. Man even playing credit card roulette. When the bill comes, they'll be like, hey, BBK, hey, trophy list. The bill is yours, bro. Drank a couple of pints to celebrate our season. You got to pay for it. Drowning our sorrows. Big up to man like views. I don't know if you caught the monologue in the beginning, bro, but yeah, big you up. Glad to have you back in these YouTube streets, man. It wasn't even long. Wasn't gone for long, but your presence was missed. Big up to you, bro. Yeah, EWTT was extremely slick. Very, very slick. Very, very slick. Because at some point during the conversation, when he was like, we're asking Arteta to do something that no manager's ever done, and I challenged him. I was like, okay, do you think Fergie sits at the GOAT table for managers, right? Yeah, Fergie, the GOAT, sits at the table of the greatest managers of all time. He sits there. Pep sits there. Carlos sits there. And I was like, no, Wenger was able to come in his first 2 years, do a cup double against him, the GOAT. Because what I was trying to do was debunk the argument that, it's Pep. It's Pep. That's why we couldn't compete. Well, Antonio Conte has debunked that. He came in and won on Pep's watch, albeit his first season. Context around it, I'll hear it. But Arne Slot just did it. Arne Slot just, hey, I'm going to come in. I'm going to walk the league on your watch. Guardiola, who still sits at the GOAT table of managers, in my opinion. So that excuse does not run. Not with me, it doesn't. Don't believe it. The problems are valid, but the details is that Arteta made those problems with obvious missteps, either in his recruitment or sales, even missteps in youth development. Absolutely. And I would, no matter where they rank on the top Guna spectrum, right? If you're an extremist, right of center, 80% in, 20% out, wherever you rank. That's when I ask you the question of, if you think that the solution to our problems, to bridge the gap between us and Manchester City, was Kai Havertz, then I question your judgment. Yeah, I really do. I question your football acumen. If you think, while they have Erling Haaland, yeah, and we're going to use Havertz as the guy to get us closer to them. Whoever was involved in that decision needs to be sacked. All of them. And if Edu was part of that decision, well, thank you for resigning, sir. Thank you for resigning. That's accountability. You held yourself accountable. You said, you know what? Nope. No. I made this bonehead decision. I know what a top striker looks like. I played in an invincible team for this football club. I don't want to be any parts of this. But if the manager is going to have a heavy hand in recruiting, that's what Sky Sports said, the reporter. Forgot his name. It wasn't an article. He put his face to the article. He said, I know on heavy authority, on good authority, that Mikel Arteta has a heavy hand in recruiting. Translation, he gets the players that he wants. So he wanted this guy. Now, people, big up to all 15 of you watching. Big up to the Southern Goon. I see you checked in. Big up to you, bro. I'll ask the question. I really do. It's kind of like, at this point, I believe that Arteta does not want to sign a striker. I don't think he does. This is why it's taking so damn long. It's Sesko, it's Gyökeres, it's Sesko, but it's too much money. We haven't agreed. No official bid has been made. On June 18th, after scoring 69 goals last year, you haven't made an official bid at a striker. I don't think he wants one. I really don't. I think he's been forced to sign one. That's why he wants Sesko as the one that he's been forced to sign. Because Havertz is his guy. And if you're being forced to sign someone, you don't go sign someone that's going to displace your guy. Like the ensemble says, he is extremely arrogant. Extremely arrogant. But big up to Boateng. That's spot on. Errors everywhere. Of course, there'll be problems. Yeah, but you can put down, I want to say 80%. 80% of the problems over the past season and the season before that, while we have lost the league, points directly back to him. Because he's been given. Imagine if Unai Emery had a heavy hand in recruiting. A heavy hand. Like Unai Emery's hand in recruiting was so light, right? He wanted Fabinho, right? I think they gave him Torreira or something. Was it Torreira? Lucas Torreira. He wanted, I don't know the center back that he wanted, but he ended up getting Socrates. He wanted Zaha. Gave him Pepe. Pepe didn't get a fair shot. That's a completely different conversation. But imagine if he had a heavy hand in recruiting and got the players that he wanted in this amount of time and this amount of protection. Like I know we'll never know this, but I think it's a fair general generalization to make that you give Unai Emery 5 years and 750 million, he would have won one of the Cubs. You'd be better than 1 in 22 or 1 in 26 or whatever our cup record is. He'd be a little better than that. You know what I mean? Be a little better. I think just a little bit, right? Maybe three, maybe 3 in 20 something. But we would have. It wouldn't be a 5 year drought. You know. Wenger had credit in the bank and went in a 9 year drought. And now we're on a 5 year drought with someone with no credit in the bank. And in his last 2 dead seasons, when banners were coming out, Wenger still won 2 FA Cups, didn't he? 2015, 2017, still racked up too. Big up to Static. There's going to be more reasons to fire Arteta during the new season. There's more reasons now. Where are the players? Yeah, where are the players? Man said, goosebumps, Goosebumps. Everything is done. We're already talking to people who make the decision and just thinking about this. I get goosebumps. I'm waiting for the goosebumps. Because we all know what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen is it's basically going to be July 1st, July 2nd, signings will be announced. And all the top gooners will come out and be like, see, I told you, why were y'all panicking? Why were you all panicking? I told you that. But then it will quiet down. And just like that, snap of the finger, it'll be July 15th and still not a striker through the door. Still no striker. And July 15th is only 8 days away from our preseason starting against AC Milan. And I think we play Tottenham a couple of days later. Then the fan base will get very, very restless. And then it'll be another deadline day mayhem. And reluctantly, he'll go get Sesko or any other striker that he doesn't want because Havertz is his guy. And then the excuse will be ready-made, late. Oh, he came in late. Didn't have a preseason. Yeah. Came in late. Didn't have a preseason. And that somehow, we're somehow supposed to accept that. When we just see Liverpool make a record transfer bid look easy. Remember last year when we were signing Calafiori Moreno, how drawn out it was? He was drawn out, and this was a middle of the park, mid-table transfer player. But Liverpool go catch the biggest fish on the market. Make it look easy, make it look efficient, professional transfer business. Medical Friday. Not having a player score double digit is sackable too. This is the mighty Arsenal. This is unspeakable that no one hit double digit. Unspeakable, bro. Unspeakable. And if Sesko is the guy that he wants, who's only mustered up 13 Bundesliga goals, you add some Premier League tax to that, might be 7 or 8 goals. I have its numbers. It's madness. First time a team conceded the last goal into a concurrent season hasn't won the league before that includes the Premiership. Yeah? The assembled. The history lesson. And I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say this. I haven't researched this one, but I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say that it might also be the first time in the Premiership history that a team has had the best defense as far as goals conceded, the best defense. 2 years in a row, 2 years in a row, 2 consecutive seasons with the best defense. Nothing to show for it. Not a Premiership, not a Champions League, not a Cup, nothing. The best defense. Absolutely nothing to show for it. But a Christian or Harry Semenyo top gooner reel saying just how good our defense is. Ain, says the Southern Gooner. Big up, Matt, every time. The Assembly said, for no reason, I'm going to call Arteta a blunder man. Yeah, for the one that's coming, yeah? Because a blunder is coming. We'll somehow trip over ourselves. We're going to trip over ourselves somehow because we're doing it right now in the transfer market. We are. It's like the fan base now is fully engaged in fixture talk. fixture talk that we're temporarily distracted from the fact that it's June 18th and we still haven't signed anyone. Meanwhile, the team that was 10 points clear of us last season already signed two players, two quality players at that. You know, and we're still meh, still meh. But who knows? The fact that we have Havertz is proof that Arteta gets the players that he wants. Not only that, boy, 10. You notice, and this is another thing that I should have challenged Gary on yesterday. Like, I was just had to let it flow and go through the comments. He said most of our signings, which is true, it's a factual statement. Most of our signings usually hit around mid-July. Yeah, mid-July, right? But then I was like, there's one signing 2 years ago in 2023 that didn't hit mid-July. It was bang, 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 boom. Guess who it was? Anyone want to guess? Yep, Kai Havertz. We signed him on June 28th, 2023. We were linked with him on Monday, and he was holding up the shirt on Tuesday. It tells me that they really, really wanted him. And big up to Latimus Prime. He was a Chelsea fan. And when I use that same analogy and tell him, he laughs. And then he says, I can't believe the reason why that transfer went through so quickly is because Chelsea could not believe their luck. Chelsea could not believe their luck that one, someone wanted Kai Havertz, an out-of-form Kai Havertz, but wanted him at full price. So you wanted him, you paid full price for him, out-of-form guy, and then you made him a highest paid player at the club before he kicked the ball for us. That's 3 blunders. The assemble. That's 3 blunders in one player, in one move. Stackable. Stackable luck, and if he does not want a striker. Boy 10, I really think he doesn't. Because if he wanted a striker, all this back and forth and all this haggling would not be happening. Like Liverpool needed a creative player because Mo Salah won't. They don't want to put that pressure on Mo Salah anymore to have to deliver 15, 16 assists. So what do? They go get the most creative player on the market. What they needed, that's what they want. We clearly need a striker. Maybe he's just so full of himself that because we all see that the team need a striker, the fan base, the media, everyone is calling out for a striker. He's like, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all that I know more than you about football. I'm gonna show you I know more about these players than you, and I'm gonna not get one. Or I'm gonna get one, but he's gonna be a backup to the one that I got. This is my guy, and the list is out now. I don't have to speculate when it is. On Sunday, August 17th, leading out the line at Arsenal Football Club, number 29, the German donkey. I am fully convinced, fully convinced that's what's going to happen, regardless of who we sign. He's going to be the starting striker on August 17th. I do. I really believe that. That's why I believe we're doomed. London man looks stubborn, says full of the face and says, nope. You know what? He's either the dumbest genius, right, or the smartest fool that we know. Right? And he's very good at that. He's very good at, if you can't dazzle him with brilliance, you just baffle him with bullshit. You just come out in the press conference and you talk about goosebumps and everything was done. Talking about 2 months ago, everything was done, and we're already doing this and we're already doing that. Okay, where is it? All this stuff that you're already doing and done, where is it? Because I don't see it. Big up to the Waffle Don. The Waffle Don, people. It's official. He is the Waffle Don, my streaming partner in crime. Is officially the Waffle Don. It's not waffle.tv anymore. Your eyes are not deceiving you. When you look up Waffle, he is officially the Waffle Don. The Don that will debunk all of Arteta's waffle. Go check him out. Big up to Jason Gooner TV, people, every single time. The great content creators out there creating Arsenal stuff. Also does some reggae boy stuff as well. So big up the man them. Yes, sir. Big up to man like Godfrey. You the legend, my bro. Big up to the community as well, says Godfrey. Abs, hope you are well. Dappins. Oi, oi. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That time of day. That time of day. The South African legend that is Godfrey. Blunderman and his cronies have been pushing the fan base to the limit. They're pushing again. They're pushing us to the limit. I don't think the other side has limits. There are no boundaries with the other side, the assembled, because when you hit the boundary, they just pick up the goalposts and they just move that motherfucker. Matter of fact, they don't even have to pick it up. It got wheels on it. They just tilt and roll it. No trophies in 5 years. Nope. We're gonna make it 6. All right. Because there will be silver linings around this season that we just failed in. And I put emphasis on fail because I do believe that the season was a failure. I do. I think the season was a complete and utter failure. But you let them tell it. Oh, we had a Golden Glove winner. We had the best defense. They'll find something to help them sleep at night. I don't need anything to help me sleep at night, bro. Let's do more work during the day. You'll be tired enough to sleep. You know, when you do what I do for 20-something years, you don't need any help fall asleep. I fall asleep standing up if I'm tired enough. You know, I don't need any kind of super positivity merchant to spin Arsenal into, oh, we're this close, we're this close, because I don't think we are close. Even if we had finished 1 point behind Liverpool, I would have been like, no, we're not close, because I don't think Arteta will ever get there with us. So if I don't think he'll ever get there, you're close, but you're not, because you'll never get there. You can't cross the train tracks. Never ever get there. The waffle down, bigging up AJ. Luca is in the building. We got a tough start. We got to make it tough for them. We have to let little Man United, who finished 15th in the Premier League last year, you sign Cunha, you sign whoever. We have to go there and impose our best defense in the Premier League upon them. Make it tough for them. Go there, do your business. Come back to the Emirates. Relegation for the Leeds. Do our business. Go to Anfield. Do our business. All the confidence, delusional, whatever. No excuses this year. None. Don't want to hear it. Do not want to hear it. They have to. They must. They absolute must. Because we start the season with a win, a loss, and a draw. Like Shane said, we're 5 points off it already. Liverpool go 3 of 3. What do we do? Sack them. Big up to AJ again. Big up to AJ with that tough logo, man. I love that logo. Arsenal have 3 bank accounts who link these men to the men's side to the football with a total of £660 million in them. Zero excuse for this, what you meant to say. Yeah, we have money to spend. We absolutely do. Bert, as Waffle Don calls him, next week when he becomes Burr, when he loses another letter, because it's more of the same in the transfer window, we will start the question and ask you, bro, what is your purpose? Why are you here? We can't afford a signing to be mid-July because we would be under preseason. Yeah, but that's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. Or we're going to do another deadline day frenzy, scrambling to get Sterling over the line because the opportunity presented itself. Yeah? That's what's going to happen. Chelsea couldn't believe we were offering more than $10 million for Havertz. Yeah, bro, they were like, you man serious? It's like money laundering. I don't know which one was worse. Them selling us Havertz for $65 million or selling Mason Mount to United for 50 or 60 or however many it was. But Chelsea, criminal. They need to be prosecuted for that. They need to be prosecuted for taking advantage of the elderly or the disabled. Because whoever was making that deal on the Arsenal behalf couldn't have been in their right mind. And if they were, question your judgment. Big up to Hendo, Hendon Guna. Good afternoon, BBK, and all watching. Big up to you, bro. hold me to this. If we get Gyökeres or Sesto, Kai would definitely be starting left wing or 10. You know what? I hear it, but I don't think he start left wing. I think he shoehorns him back in the midfield like he did against Villa for the title run-in for the season before that, the 2024 season. Again, we lost 2-0 when he had a fully fit Thomas Partey on the bench and decided to play Havertz in the midfield again. And we got bossed. We got bossed by Villa. Watkins, Bailey, 2-0, title done. We win that game, we win the title. But he is just so smart that he had to rework our midfield and put Havertz back in there. But I hear this. I hear this is an absolute. I think people are grossly underestimating just how much Arteta loves this guy. Arteta's love for Havertz versus his arrogance and his willingness to prove everyone wrong that he can make this work means that he always will play him. Plays him. First name on the team sheet. AJ bigging up Hendo. Static, keeping us up, keeping us abreast. The lights. Yes, sir. Gavin L, big up, bro. Tell us that you're good. Please let us know that you are good. Only highlight of this coming season is that it will be Arteta's last. Absolutely. Because that's the thing, right? Either we will win something this year or he goes. Either one we're happy with. Obviously, we'll prefer him to do like a domestic cup double. I mean, EFL and the FA Cup. Because, you know, there's something in here that just tells me that, or maybe I should point to this. Something here that just tells me Premier League, you can't. Not the way you're moving, not with the squad. You know, not with those guys that you're competing against. I see you get outdone tactically too many times for me to trust that you will. I don't see it. Big up to Reggie, man, like Reggie Kid. Got you tonight for the NBA Wednesdays, my bro. NBA Finals. It's BBK Sports, people. You know, I do dabble in some basketball. I speak fluent sport languages, so I do some basketball stuff as well. So tonight is Game 6 in the NBA Finals. It could be all over tonight. The Oklahoma City Thunder could be NBA champions. Big up to them. They've been in Oklahoma City for 3 years. Absolute fantastic town. Might even go there for a parade just to see some old friends and celebrate. Something I can't do with my own football club. Imagine that. But we move. We move. Big up Mr. Robo. See you. We get Mr. Robo every time, every single time. Why is it a tough start? Do we have yeah. Endo said, he said, we have Super Vic Arteta. And he knows exactly what we need. But we need a striker. Or we think we do. Arteta, nah. Arteta says, nah, we don't need a striker. I got guys who can do this, guys that can do that. And someone asked me the question yesterday about Eze, which actually, the more I think about Eze, the more it confuses me. Because Arteta comes off as a guy who likes players who are versatile, who can play multiple positions. All right, that's why he liked Yasu. He can play left back, right back, center back. He loves Timber. He can play either side. You know, Ben White was a center back at Brighton. He's right back for us. Right? Calafiori is supposed to be multi-dimensional as well. Kai Havertz, he bought him as a midfielder, but now he's up top. You know? But Eze is a very, very, very versatile player. Odegaard isn't. Odegaard is right side. I don't even call him a number 10 because he doesn't go to the left side of the pitch. He's a right side 8. He's a right side, the number that he wears. Yeah? So you love versatile players, but that guy, Eze, versatile. He can play on the left. He could be your left 8, your right 8, your 10. You know, score goals, gets assists. Super Mick Arteta was exactly what we need. Kevin bigging up. Mr. Robo. Another day with BBK. Sweet Cherry says, yes, baby girl, thank you for joining us. Great to have you. Please tell us that you are good as well. Yeah, Mr. Robo bigging up Listening on my morning commute, the Oregon Gooner. Hey, Oregon Gooner, we got to do something, man. You and I, we are out on the West Coast on the same time zone. Stay safe on the road, my guy. Big up to you. Great show yesterday with Tony Claude. I saw you. The Emirates was a reality, but the implanting of the dream that has been hampered by management of this once great club. What an ending to that comment. This once great club. Yeah. Make Arsenal great again. MAGA. Big up Dal. Yeah, man. Big up Dal. Good afternoon. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Dal. Dal, the legend down there in Oregon. Arsenal was like, we will offer you 65 million for Havertz. Havertz like 65 million rupees. Nope, nope, nope. The King's finest pounds, Sterling. Yeah. By the time Arsenal answered and said, "Yeah, pounds," the contract was already going through the fax machine or to the printer. You know, with all the signature blocks and everything already pre-filled out. All Edu and Arteta had to do was sign. Sign right here. We cannot believe our luck. You know, it's like playing bingo and they call you the first five numbers. You cannot believe what just happened. SGA can do something Russ, KD, and Harden couldn't. Yeah, Mr. Robo. Hey, you know what? See, you look at this comment. Russ, KD, and Harden have all went on to win MVP awards in the NBA. So 3 MVPs were on the court at the same time for OKC, and they couldn't do it. And here comes this little Canadian boy, deliver a championship. It is massive. Scenes. Matter of fact, I might go look up. No, you know what? I can't, man. I forget that I have an ACL. You know, I can't travel. Leave the fixtures alone. Yeah. Listen, Hendo, the talking points going up to match week 1, Man United, Arsenal. You know it's gonna be. The Premier League did that on purpose. They know, you know, that the interest is going to generate going into match day 1 because it's, you know, outside of Liverpool, Man United, it's probably the biggest fixture in Premier League football. Mr. Blunderman likes talented players so he can ruin them. He's upset with the 7-0 beatdown Arsenal gave the Emirates. He hated the talented players ever since. He assembled with the gems this morning. The assembled is not holding any shots back. Yeah. So Everton was the team. Yeah. And the thing is, right, he's just tied to all the beatdowns, right? Because it was right after we got beat down 8-2. After Fabregas left, he was the panic buy. And he was the panic buy to come in to replace Fabregas. He was nowhere near the levels. And then, you know, guys is the manager of Arsenal Football Club, you know. And Arsenal are a cold case, people. We are a cold case, a murder that's been unsolved. And the local detectives, they've looked at the evidence and, you know, they looked it over and over and they just can't solve it. What we need is a fresh set of eyes. Come look at the case. Fresh set of eyes come look at the Arsenal case and be like, you know what? First, starting every player gets a new slate. All of a sudden, Kai Havertz is no longer the first name on the team sheet because the new manager coming in does not have an emotional attachment to Kai Havertz. The new manager coming in doesn't have the grudge match with the media and the fans to prove everyone wrong that he can make this work. Right? A new manager comes in, every starting position is up for grabs, even Raya and Kepa. Gabriel and Silly, everyone is on edge, right? And then the new detective, the new manager looks at the cold case and be like, you know what? This Wanyeri kid, I like him. I like this Wanyeri kid. He needs more minutes. He needs to play. But you know what? Maybe this Odegaard guy needs to play as well, but not with the armband. So let me get that armband up off you. Right? Because he's not bound again, because he's not the one who handed it to him. He's not bound, so he takes it. He gives it to Gabriel. He gives it to Declan. Now Odegaard can play freely and run around and flick his hair all he wants to. And Ethan can actually give us the creativity. Right? Actually play attacking football. You play Ethan, you play Odegaard, you play Rice, you play Partey, you play Zubimendi, whoever. 1 sitting 6 and 2 attacking players around him. right? And then you might see something different from the team. But the old detectives go look at the same evidence, go look at the same team, the same squad. They're not going to admit that they're missing something. They just don't think they have enough evidence to solve the case. And your manager comes in and be like, nah, I can get more out of this team. It's not the best team in the league, but I can get more out of them. That 2016 Leicester team wasn't the best team in the league, but when Claudio Ranieri got something out there, got him to overperform. Yeah. Pick up to Hendo again, said best time to play the big six teams is early in the season before they hit full stride. Valid. But what stride will we be in? We will when will we be in our stride? You know, will we be at the races at Anfield? I don't remember us going to Anfield this early in the season for a while. Right? Normally they come to us. I think they came to us with Wenger with that 4-3 with that Coutinho last minute winner. They came to us a couple seasons ago, the first title shot, I think, when we beat them 3-2, the Gabriel Jesus penalty. Firmino had scored. You know, now we're going to Anfield. You know, Liverpool fans don't like us anymore. You know, and we never used to have beef with Liverpool because you know in the 90s and early 2000s when we were good, they were shit, and then when Klopp came and they were good, we were shit. So the past 2 years we've been both at it for the title, and the Liverpool fans and the Arsenal fans have been going back and forth, especially when Arsenal were challenging and the fans prematurely jumped the gun and was like, hey, Arteta will have the same amount of Premier Leagues as Klopp if we win, and then that right there just send the fans into a virtual beef, like these damn Arsenal fans. Yeah. So Anfield, you know, you see that tifo they made of Arteta, of bridesmaids and all that. They don't like us anymore. Anfield will be up for us. So it's gonna be Liverpool might be, they're so disciplined and so mature as a team that even if they don't hit their full stride, they will know what the task at hand is and deliver a professional performance. Big up Hendo again says, will Gabriel, Timber, Odegaard, White, Saka be fully fit for the start of the season? Also, possibly no Partey. Be a struggle to field a full strength starting 11. And this is why we were saying to Gary yesterday, bro, it's early, but it's not. It's not, you know, in talks, fee agreed, bid made, medical, holding up the shirt. We know we're, you know, it's like those phases. You know, we love phases, don't we? Right? So, man, there is no reason why Liverpool should be signing 2 players ahead of the team that's meant to be chasing them, regardless of the quality or the caliber of player. They're moving like the ones that's desperate for a league title. We're the ones that are moving like, well, we're comfortable, we just won it. That's a great point. Endo, that's the top golden statement. The reality of that way of thinking is every 4 weeks ahead of us is players betting in. Yeah, I don't want to hear the betting in craziness, man. I do not want to. The betting in, hell with that. Nope. Don't want to hear it. You know, this is professional football. You don't get to, you know, you go bet in Singapore. You know, come August, you need to be ready. Well-run club, bro. They're so efficient. So efficient. It makes me jealous. Makes me jealous to my core. Big up to Mr. Robo. City versus White Dad predictions. Comfortable City 3-0 probably. Yeah, comfortable City. Yeah, comfortable. I don't think City will have any issue dispatching White Dad or none of them, man. We release merge. We release merge efficiently. We release merge efficiently. Yeah, I'm saying 3. I don't think it will be another what you call it, Auckland. But I mean, not gonna be shocked if I look up and I see 6. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, no, no. I actually thought I predicted Munich to do an 8-0 on Auckland because Auckland is semi-pros. They're not even real professional footballers, bro. They're like men who go to work and then go play football. Now, if White has the same when they have semi-pros, then bloodbath, bloodbath settings. But I haven't seen the why dad missing half their team. That's only a semi-pro anyway, going up against Bayern. So yeah, I think City will just comfortably dispatch them. About half the team, then play the backup players. You know, I hear it. I mean, preseason, I.e., your surroundings. Yeah, I got you. I got you. The assembled. I mean, Neuer, the Bayern was attacking in the center circle on the ground, stretching exercise. Yeah, bro, he was talk about comfortable. Man could have taken a nap back there. Man could have taken a full blown nap and it wouldn't have mattered. You know what I'm saying? It was a crazy one. It was a crazy, crazy, crazy one. But big up to everyone who tuned in, people. The ACL is the ACL. It's time for me to go do my exercise and my stretching. I'm not supposed to sit for more than an hour at a time. Just went over an hour. But it's cool, man. It was an absolute joy to sit here and talk football with the community. Big up to every single one of you. So, people, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.